Tonight on episode 224, Milo has the key. Ian has the key. But do I have the secret? There's an Urban Cookie Collective reference in there somewhere.
Back to the 90s.
Back to the 90s, sorry, Milo. Right, I'm just masking it. I haven't got my key yet. I don't know if I'm going to get one. But anyway, I'm feeling a bit left out.
You will get one. The poster must have been out.
Well, they're giving them to every man and the dog if you look on social media at the moment. So maybe they've run out. But anyway, boys,
I nearly said something I shouldn't have done that.
I've got Ian. But PokemonGORoadTrip, in Waterfall, PokemonGORoadTrip, and myself, Masterful 27, host the show. But how are you doing, guys? Are we doing well on 224?
Doing splendidly. I'm sat here with my... the key looks like, I don't know, it belongs to like a minibus from 1994.
Looks like a really old Ford Transit key.
It really does.
It does. What could this key be for, though? That is the question. Maybe... We'll find out later.
It's the key to your soul, Ian.
Maybe.
Please don't. I have no soul, you know that.
Oh, Ian.
You're not ginger.
You've got a soul somewhere.
No, that's true, actually, yeah.
You've got a soul somewhere. No, joke aside, do you remember like at the fairgrounds where you had to count the keys in a jar? When I saw them, I was like going, they look like they've just got a jar of them somewhere. They've just pulled a key out of it and put it in an envelope and... post them out. But are your keys identical? This is the question.
Yeah, they're the same. They're very much identical.
Ooh.
Which is concerning. Are we going to have to fight, Ian, over what this opens?
I think we kind of have an idea what it opens.
Well, we'll find out.
And who's going to get in the back of the van?
Well, you've got the chloroform, sunshine.
Anyway, we will find out later in the show. What do these keys mean? Man. And am I missing out on this? And should I be slightly concerned that I haven't got one, or relieved that I haven't got one? We will see. We will see. It's good to be back, isn't it? I say that every week. 224. We are here. We've got loads of Pokemon Go stuff tonight. This is your go-to Pokemon Go podcast. So please stay tuned. Stay with us. It's going to be a fun journey.
Por favor.
That was nice, wasn't it? That was nice. But anyway. We're going to go through the traditional start to the show, so we would like you all to please throw down your incenses.
Oi, you sleepy sailors, it's time to drop your incense.
See what that girl says. Drop them. Get them
Maybe
on.
It's a key to a boat.
See what you could have won. Bully's special prize.
It's a dinghy.
We will be, of course, sending you loads of luck. So if you get anything good whilst listening to the show, let us know.
We don't have a cow. Oh, do we have a cow? We do have a cow, don't we?
Oh.
That's the original farm animal, Ian. Goodness me. We have a mill tank on the board.
Yeah, he's got mill tank there of his blue nip-nips. But it's not cold tonight. It's warm. I've got the door open in the shed. There we go. But
That's
anyway,
why you don't have your key.
That's because I live in a barn. We don't need keys to these doors. But no, drop your incense. And if you do have some shiner whilst listening to the podcast, please share your successes across our social media platforms using the world famous hashtag Shinies of the Week.
I was trying to find the Alexa one. They're not labelled anymore, are they? Because it's too short.
You need to abbreviate them.
Yeah.
Clarify the spelling for me.
I sure will, Alexa. Whoever. I sure will. It's SHINIESOFTHE.
Clarify the spelling for me.
SHINIESOFTHEWEEK.
Clarify the spelling.
The patience.
Of course.
She's got a cold.
You can use SHINIESOFTHEWEEK across all our social media platforms: X, Threads, Insta, Discord, Campfire, and Blue Sky. But of course, Ian has got some more traditional ways for you to contact the show.
Yes, if you want to contact us in a more traditional way, as Mark said, you can contact us using our email address. That is contact@incensedpodcast.com. Or if you're down with the kids, you can send us a WhatsApp voice message to our super duper secret number, which is +44 759 269 5696. Remember, voice messages, please.
Or if you're down with the ancestors, smoke signals.
Yes, yeah. Or carrier pigeon.
Absolutely.
You can catch one.
Well, there we go. So anyway, that'll help us find your posts.
And that was Home/Henry Marky.
Oh, Henry. Oh, well, get off our show. We don't talk
I thought
about
it was Alexa.
It was meant to be. I couldn't find her soundbite.
Well, who knows where she is. But anyway, let's get straight into the Pokemon Go goodness. So, the weekend just gone, before we first, oh goodness, I say just before, it was just before we sat down here recording the show, we had an event on. We had Shadow Regigigas Raid Day. And of course, we went out to our amazing listeners on our X social media to ask for your thoughts on the event. We're just going to have a bit of a chat about it, really, and good opportunity for us to sort of flex, if there is such a thing, when it comes to Shadow Regigigas. But
the fact that it's useless.
Exactly.
It's fantastically useless.
Yeah, Shadow Shiny Regigigas was, I'd imagine, the chase. Did we all play it? I'm assuming we did. We were able to do it remotely this time.
Well, yeah, I mean, remotes were a thing for this one, and it was quite nice to have the remotable access back for a Shadow.
And forever.
It's been a while. Yeah, and forever. Thank you, Niantic, Scopely, and everyone else.
All the above.
I think the thing with this one is Regigigas, it's synonymous with being dead, and if you think back to when it was first launched, obviously sort of locked behind a paywall, and yeah, it does suck, Kerry. Can't lie. However, it's a cool shiny, and with that shadow sort of aura around it, it's a cool chase. And I've got to admit, I went out. I can't say I rallied the local community because getting people out for this one was tough, but we got a few people out, and I've got to admit, people were not getting shinies. I, however, small flex, did get 2.
Oh,
Smash in.
Yeah, no hundos though, but I think I'd rather have had a hundo. But yeah, you know what? It's a nice shiny.
I mean, it's always bad when you see people come out, I did 50 or 60 raids and didn't get a single shiny. I do genuinely feel very sorry for those people who go through those raid days, because each of us have been there with RNG.
Bro, there's some kids there, and I felt really bad. These kids must have been like either early teens or maybe just a bit before. And they did like 15, 16 raids, not a single shiny. And like, well, I've still got a few passes, so we'll keep going. Like, that's totally your choice, because you might get the shiny, but it is a bit dead.
So it's supposed to be 1 in 10, but that doesn't mean you're going to get the shiny, people.
Exactly.
You know, that's how it goes. Hey, it's a Shadow Shiny raid day. It's a new Shadow Shiny. Like, that's fantastic. The last one, Ho-Oh, was kind of a repeat. We had a weekend for that before. So this is really cool. It is a really nice shiny, and especially with that little shadowy vibe.
Bluey sort of shadowy aura's beautiful.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think I hit 30 raids in person over the 3 hours. We had quite a good crew out for this one.
You rallied the crew, did you, Milo, for this one?
I didn't have to put in the effort, unlike Ian did.
Really?
It was a good turnout for this
I've
one.
told you the Ealing community raided Teapot. They do Sinistry raids.
Says the man who raided Pawnyard at the last event.
Hey, I told people not to judge me.
He didn't need to rally the troops for that, though.
Too late, Vassar.
He didn't need to rally the troops. Okay. Solo
I still didn't get the goddamn shiny from raiding it.
Oh, we
see, that is karma right there.
I know.
That's camera right
pulled
there.
through, I think, 4 shinies in person and 2 or 3 from the odd remote that I did here and there. So good sparkly luck, but they're all pretty terrible. No purifiable hundo or shundo, like some people we saw in the local crew, which honestly, I'm very happy to see people having a good time and getting some good stuff. Yeah, it's basically just try and get the purified shundo, and if you don't get it, you don't get it.
I love how your target is shundo.
Well, I do have the shundo of it.
No, he doesn't, does he?
But I have the shundo from a random special trade already. So literally, this was shadow shundo or nothing for me. Personally. It was quite nice to have no pressure at all. It was like, I'll get what I get. I'll give it a go.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Well, I saw somebody took part in the raid day while out in their garden. Marky.
I tried my best to rally the local community. I didn't bother, to be fair.
You rallied the ferns.
I rallied the ferns. Listen,
and the Oddishes.
The Oddishes. Now, listen, I think this is finally Pokemon Go being inclusive for everybody now, and they can play it however they want to play it, which I think is absolutely fair enough. If you have to spend money to do it, we spend money to do it. Like, if you don't want to, you want to use in person, use in person. We can all now make choices, and I did see a couple of people say on social media, Pokemon Go is back. I don't think that actually went anywhere. I just think...
Nobody notable said that, right?
No, a few...
Definitely not.
Anyway, I did it all remotely. I did all 20 remote raids. I wasn't going to do any in person. I was doing jobs, we do joke about it on the show. Like I like to think I speak for most Pokemon Go players that work hard during the week, try to find a bit of time to play the game in the hours that allow them to, whilst balancing a proper life and other commitments. But I also throw in a little bit of content on top of it, like we do with a show like this and we do individually. So it's trying to get the right chord, and I made some great progress in the garden. Really happy with that. But yeah, did 20.
That's the more important thing. Tell us about that.
Talk about the Regigigas raid. Yeah, I planted some flowers.
Yeah, dug out a bedding, and that's the nice bit afterwards. It's a hard graft you have to put in to get there. But,
informational podcast.
Yeah. But listen, it's Regigigas. It's a new Shadow Shiny. I did 20 raids and I got it on my 20th raid. So I got my Shadow Shiny on the last one, which was fantastic.
Damn, might have been sweating a little bit. Jeez.
I was. I even contemplated going out. No, I was never going to go out and raid for it. And to be honest with you, if I couldn't have remote raided it, I probably wouldn't have taken part in the event. So it was fitting. Nice that I was able to raid with Reversal. Nice to have him there and a couple of gaming. And they were there. Flex. In the raid with me that I got my shiny on it. And you had real person friends, I had in-game friends. That was the difference.
You had notable friends.
But yeah, got the shiny, got a purifiable hundo, so I was happy with that.
The hundo.
Got a 98%. Happy with it. Move on now, done. I did sort of get to the end where I thought, I hate this Pokemon. Why am I still raiding it? I mean, if I got the shiny on raid 4, I'd have stopped at raid 4. It's one of those Pokemon. I don't really care for a shunned-out Regigigas. Doesn't really...
What raid did you get yours on, Whitfield?
Yeah.
10.
But your first one was on raid 10?
Yeah.
Ooh.
So that's why I was like, bang on 1 in 10. That's funny. Look at that.
Wow. So I got mine on my first in-person.
You've been remoting before, had you?
Before the event,
I hadn't touched a remote, so I did my remote after the raid day, because I wanted to see how the in-person gameplay would go, and then see if I could jump in some remotes if I'd wanted to or needed to, which it's entirely everybody's choice. Marky's quite right. I'm sure there were plenty of people who did this remotely.
And you can't blame it. That's why that feature's now there.
Yeah.
But we did ask the community on social media platform X what they thought of the event, and we did get a couple of reactions, didn't we, boys?
We sure did.
A handful. We
sure did. That's what you need for Regigigas, a handful. That's all right.
Well, more than a handful.
Take
2 of them.
Take note, Milo. Milo's got a Regigigas army. Use them in those Pikachu raids, Milo.
You mean the teacup raids that Ian says I do all the time?
Milo and his Sinisty, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Sinisty. So yeah, we had some good comments, didn't we, on there? I think Lucy Davis is certainly flexing. She said, yep, it was good. And Lucy got 4 Shadow Shiny Regigigases.
Well, that doesn't tell us how many raids Lucy did to get those 4 shinies. She could have done like 30
at least 5, because there's another
catch in
there.
She got the Hundo as well, didn't she?
Yeah,
she did.
The purified Hundo, I think that is.
Nice.
Yeah, she's got the purified.
Yes, purified.
Yeah, on there. And she also got a couple of Nidos, both shiny with their crowns. Well done, Lucy.
Remember, #shinies of the week.
Yeah.
Let's look at Mark Bailey's forgot to remind the kids. There'll be, wait for it, insert drum roll here. Frustrated with me. He does say, I did try, don't have any shiny Regigigas at all. Some runners too. Everyone else got the shiny to rub in the soul. There are always, unfortunately, those players who just don't have the RNG. So that's a shame. Sorry, Mark Bailey, on behalf of Scopetic.
Scopetic, Niantically. Niantically. Susan,
just put no.
Just put no.
No,
point.
Just no.
To the point.
I think that's C-O-N her in brackets. Says just put no. Well, hey, you didn't miss out on too much. Don't worry. It'll be back. I've got a feeling it'll be back.
Everything comes back. Everything comes back.
I'll be back.
And you know what, boys? Talking about things that are coming back, New York GOFest is kind of coming back, but it's New York adjacent.
It is. It's the news.
Jersey GOFest is coming up. It's literally a fortnight away, boys.
That's actually crazy. Flying to America in God knows how little time.
It is. We're flying out in no time. And did you actually see the news that there's like a new, should we call it a bundle?
Well, I mean, the GoFest and events already have lots of add-ons, and now they've got this. Let's read the title, shall we? Let's do this properly.
Yeah, let's read the title. It's called the Premier Access Add-on.
Evolve your GoFest experience in Jersey City.
It's Premier. It's Premier.
It's definitely Premier. I mean, it's $100.
That's what I'm going to say. Anybody who looked at this article, the first thing you see is the prices of things. $100. Bloody hell.
Cannot be bought with poker coins, though, just to reassure you. It's 100 smackers there. Right up
of course,
there.
it's also limited as well.
It is.
Limited access.
Limited to, is it 20,000 trainers?
Limited to everybody going.
Limited to everybody that's got a ticket. But you know what? Actually, if you break it down,
Everybody's got
the value kind of is there.
Well, because of the 5 max mushrooms.
Yes. Well, let's just go through what you get in the bundle. It's $100 US. For that $100, you're going to get 100 Pokeballs.
Wow.
100 Great Balls.
Ooh.
Wow.
And 100 Ultra Balls. Now, if that isn't enough, 50 Silver Pineaps.
Of course. Pineapples have got to be
then,
featured.
okay, that's all pretty dead. But then you kind of get to where the value kicks in.
Yeah, it goes up a notch, doesn't it, now?
Popping it up into top gear, as we can say.
Yes.
There's 100 super incubators, which I think that already equates to maybe more than $100 worth of items if you're buying them individually.
Yeah,
So
that's the
that's
value.
something.
The value's there, isn't it? That's big.
Yeah, definitely. You then get 10 lucky eggs, 10 incense, and 10 star pieces, and 10 lure modules.
Yeah, we don't talk about low modules.
No, and going on, there are actually some more, all the different lure modules, glacial, magnetic, mossy, and rainy. So you get 10 of each.
Yeah, it's mental, isn't it? But like we talk about value, the bookend on this one, like we talk about the sort of the super incubators having value, which they do, but then you've got these premium battle passes. It's another 100 of them whacked in this. So
Yes, that's another $100 worth of stuff.
Yeah.
and then then we talk about the max particles. That's fantastic. It's 20 packs of max particles,
And they're not cheap.
no, they're not. They're not.
Neither are the mushrooms.
The mushrooms really aren't.
Yeah, we've gone through all the detail there. I think it's the same with anything in life, isn't it? You know, if you said to someone like, you know, you could buy this amazing pint of whatever it is to drink and it's $10, you go, well, I'll buy that. It's $10. I feel comfortable with that. But actually, you know, if you buy 20 of them and it's going to cost you $150, there's obviously a saving there. But people are going to be a little bit like, oh, I can't. 150 up front's quite a lot. And so
It's that thing of a lump sum.
the value is very much beat. The value is exceeded there. You know, when you look at that in-game item thing, there's no doubt that you are dollars in on this, and quite
You really
some.
are. 'Cause you're in credit once you've paid for your super incubators, let alone
You're in credit with
anything else.
ScopeTick. Nice.
Scoptic.
Good place to be.
Yeah, it's a new place, a new dawn.
It's one of these things, like, I mean, we've always said there's add-ons and bits and pieces. I don't personally see a problem with something like this because there will be people who will buy it, and because they can do, it's not diminishing necessarily the standard GoFest experience for anybody else. It's like, it's just, as they say, it's an add-on. You can buy it if you want to.
Well, it is.
And
How often have we been to a GoFest and we go, damn, we need incubators? We look ideally for the big incubator box, which is really rare.
You really hope for the best bundles coming in the shop. And you know what? In the lead up to the GoFest, they're never there.
They're not.
And they're
During the
never there
event,
during the
they're never
GoFests. Yeah, you have to look like several weeks. Actually, people, look at your bundles now. This is the time to stock up on items ahead of GoFest. Doesn't matter if you're going in person or global, because once it comes to June, the boxes are going to be beep.
Yeah. But you know what?
Yeah.
I genuinely think, somebody asked me this at the weekend, do you think it's good value? And there was people there going, oh no, it's
Regards to
terrible. It's
what?
terrible value. It's awful. I'm like, the value is actually there.
There it is.
What you've got to think about is if you're going to go to one of these events, you paid for your ticket, you've paid for all of your in-game add-ons, and then you've got to pay another $100 for this. You've got to think that's straight away before you even play a minute of the event. That's over $200 you've paid.
You better get some good stuff from those Mossy Lure modules.
I like it's the little touches on these things, isn't it? If you've spent that, you know, you can display that enamel badge with pride. You go, I was one who bought it. I am one of those who
I'm
bought
privileged.
It. I'm privileged.
I've got premium access.
I've got it.
Milo and his pogo privilege.
Poke Privilege UK.
Poke Privilege UK. You'll stand out from the
Goodness
crowd.
me.
I've got to admit, though, when I first saw this, and I first saw it on Instagram, actually, and I was thinking, that can't be genuine. And yeah, it's actually from the official Pogo account. It's genuine. And they've kind of half-copied Francesco's design for the enamel pin as well.
I thought, that's a good idea.
Yeah, they thought, they saw our moves and thought, actually, you know what, we could roll with that.
Yeah.
There's something else, guys, which we may have overlooked because we're just sort of looking at the items and everything, but it does say the Premier Access add-on is only active during your ticketed event day and park session. So it does not include additional special timed research or anything like that. So, I don't know, Premier Access, like this includes lounge access and all the items we listed. So obviously the lounge
Your park
access
session's only half a day.
Yeah, but I'm assuming you get to keep hold of the items. They don't just disappear from your item bag when you leave
once
the
they're
park.
in your inventory, they're not just going to disappear, because that would be... If I paid $100 for all of those items and then after my park session's finished at lunchtime, they're like, yank
Try
everything
using
I've not
100
used.
premium passes in half a day. I'd give it a
They've
go.
got to stay. They've got to stay. They can't not.
I think it's more regarding the lounge access, because obviously they're not just going to say, hey, there's a lounge here in Manhattan. Go for it.
The Milo Lounge.
I was just thinking that Milo Lounge.
Liverpool. There's no Liverpool GOFest as far as we're aware.
The lounge.
No. But to be fair, the lounge would be pretty good, actually. I think we should probably try and investigate that if we get the chance.
Other national chains of lounge-type restaurants are available. Just to go down.
Actually, speaking of lounges, was it the Castavano Lounge? She closed down, didn't it, near you? Castano Lounge.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah.
Oh,
The lounge is no
sad.
more. Yeah.
Moving on.
Sad music.
moving on.
We're saying moving on. That is pretty much it. And I do like that they've actually put in the small print. Limited to 1 pin per Premier Access add-on holder. How many would people want to buy?
100.
Just spending $1,000 on items.
Oh my goodness! I mean, that's the thing of it's a good bundle, but are you ready? Like, if you have $100 to spend, will you put it towards
in
that?
half a day, you're not going to use 100 incubators. You're not going to use 100 raid passes.
You might use for 5 max mushrooms, though.
You might do, actually, if there's anything good to Gigantamax battle.
Yeah, but hey,
yeah.
Milo, you come on, talk. What do the people think about this, though?
This is so true. Sorry, I'm so used to Marky doing the bits and pieces, but we did actually put out a poll. So quite simply, we asked you guys on X, what are your thoughts in terms of value on the recently announced GOFest 25 Premier Access Pass debuting in New Jersey? We will discuss on next week's show. So let's go through a few of the comments first, shall we, boys? And let's see who said what. Julia Glass, who hopefully we'll see in GOFest Paris. I think the value-wise, it's pretty decent, and not having to share toilets with the riffraff. What a bonus. I think that is a perk that will be valued heavily by anybody who gets this. You'll actually have hopefully decent bogs.
I mean, it's no different to when you go to like a festival. Like when we go to the Isle of Wight festival, like we'll either get like the nice camping bit and you get the facilities there, or you buy the ticket for the, you know, when nature calls is the company to do like the posh toilets. Yeah, but they say posh toilets, they're just cleaned all the time, which, you know, shouldn't be posh by definition.
They're not Portaloos, they're like a trailer.
Those Portaloos are grim though, aren't they? Let's be honest.
Particularly if you come to the park in the afternoon. I mean, commiserations to anybody on Sunday evening.
Yeah, absolutely, Milo.
Yeah, that's probably steer clear. Kiwi Steve said, link for full details. We're not going to, but you just say, does seem like a good deal for the items, but if I was going, don't think I'd use the lounge, as it's only half a day in the park itself. If it was a whole day, then it'd be a good spot for lunch and recharge, but otherwise, power through the event.
That's actually a solid point there, really. You don't have much time in the park. Are you really going to spend some of it just sat down?
I refer you back to Mark from last year in Madrid.
Oh, I wasn't there, so, you know.
The amount of times I said to Mark, Sue and Francesco, Mark, I need aircon. Back to the lounge.
And back to the lounge.
Back to the lounge, I need aircon.
Yeah, it was nice we knew we had it there.
Yeah.
And again, actually, when I compare the access this could probably give you to like other events, with all the in-game stuff, actually, it's really great value. This is, there's a few people have mentioned it, but I do like Chicken Chaser's comment. He says, to be totally honest, which I think we need to be more of in the Pokemon Go online community, I was certainly going to spend at least $100 on items to prepare for GOFest. So
yeah,
this is an incredible value. I won't set foot in the lounge except to collect my privilege pin. He didn't put privilege, his pin.
That's what we'll call it now.
Yeah, but he says offer it Son's Lounge, please. So I agree on that. For Go again for lounge access and give them an extra 100 super incubators to make
I think that's a really valid point. Is that people going to these events, or let's say going to New Jersey where it's being featured, you'll want to stock up on items because you've got all the 5-star raid bosses to chase, and you'll be catching stuff, and you'll want to lure up, and you'll want to drop that incense, people. Those items are going to come very much in handy, and it is incredibly good value. Quickly, Jasmine.
Slap on the incense, boys. It's time to go.
If you've run out of Roar of Time now. Jasmine said, if the lounge access has some complimentary snacks and drinks, I think the value of this would be there completely. I'm not sure.
People don't blink at paying like $100 for an airport lounge.
Moving on.
They don't. Ian's right though. They don't, Milo, and you should know that. If they don't,
me,
yeah,
you're posh, yeah.
No, my privilege doesn't extend to airports.
It's West London privilege, Ian. Get it right.
I'm not sure a fast track queue to the Pokemon Center is that great of a park. A park, but the lounge. I think it's meant to say perk, but park. But the lounge and the codes that you can use up until December 25 is good for $100. And yeah, the codes and things for the items are active, and you can claim them up until December at the end of the year, so you won't lose them, which I think is actually solid.
Do you know what I love about X? It's like you go through the comments and it says these posts might be aggressive or rude or whatever it is. Reveal them, and you go, oh no, what's it going to bring up? What's it going to bring up at the bottom? And then you've got Dylan's comment there, which is, I feel like it's definitely worth the money itself monetarily. Hide it! Hide it! Hide the positivity! X doesn't want positivity, hide it! But no, Dylan said, I feel like it's definitely worth the money itself monetarily only if you have that money to spend. But on top of all the add-ons and travel, the travel and everything else you've already spending for the event, it is quite a jump in price. But again, like you said, when you separate it or work it all out, it's more than worth it. It's just another expense to factor in. And I think, like we've said, is when you see something with a price tag on like that, immediately it makes you feel like I can do it or I can't, doesn't it? And normally, most people probably look at it and go, no, I can't. But yeah, very good, Dylan. And like you said, I don't know why X was hiding that post. It was too negative for this.
It was. And the last comment we'll get to before Milo reveals the poll results. B. Jerry. You've not met B. Jerry yet, Mark, but you'll meet him very soon because he will be in Jersey. Yeah. Regular attendee of these events and spend a lot of time with us. And Jerry said, not a bad value for all the items and a smaller lounge. Unfortunately, it was sold out before many even saw it was available.
Well, that, again, demonstrates popularity and people seeing its value. So going to the result, before we say, yes, it is actually sold out at this point, I don't think it's available to buy at this point anymore, which is a shame. So 13.1% of people said awful. 28.6% of people said average. A solid 25% said great. And the majority with 33.3% said excellent.
Go!
So, yeah, I mean, even if you're not going to buy it, you can appreciate the value.
Well, we just talked about the in-game items, but then when you add the pin on there, which again would have a monetary value, and access to the lounge, it suddenly puts it into perspective that it is pretty good.
Yeah.
E is for excellent value. Well, that's actually EV, isn't it? But yeah, all these letters and everything. Very good.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good, I think. Yeah. Nice to get a good, decent turnout on the poll as well. And
yeah, absolutely. Well, speaking of excellent and ease, I'd like to invite you guys behind the GOFest. Well, you say appropriate with this. Behind the GOFest Portaloos for the Ebenezer Good Pub quiz.
Ease are good. Hey.
He's Ebenezer Good. So last week was K for good old Kazakhstan. This week, being the Lord of the Game, I'm subjecting you guys to a pub quiz about things to do with the letter E. And they range from Eurovision to espresso to electricity and everything in between. So
interesting, Ian. Interesting, eh?
Espresso.
Yeah, not espresso.
espresso. Don't worry, I do have it written down correctly.
Espresso.
And
What's that? Ian, what's that?
what are you doing with your espresso?
That.
That's not how you handle espresso. Anyway.
Milan flashbacks there, Ian. Anyway.
Anyway, boys, I have a stonkingly good 7-question pub quiz and a tiebreaker if we need it. And yet, if we need it, I'm not going to subject you guys to actually doing it if we don't need it. So,
right.
Are you boys ready for this extravaganza?
Excellent,
Yeah.
Milo.
The other thing is,
As
I
long as it's
want to
not
see, this
fixed
is quick
again.
fire, put your hands up in the air.
Ooh.
Okay?
Like you just don't care.
I want to see Jazz hands through the entire pub
To be
quiz.
fair, I will keep my hands up for the whole 5 minutes.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
Do it.
So, question 1. The longest ever Eurovision song title came in 1994, but which country performed this song? Is it A, San Marino? Is it B, Finland? Or C, Iceland? Marky, go first.
Iceland, C.
You're going for C on Iceland. And Ian, give me your pick.
I feel this is unfair because Mark likes Eurovision and I hate it.
Doesn't mean I know it, though. It's just
But you can pick A, B, or C.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know any of the answers. I'm going to go B.
Okay, so you're going Finland.
B is for Waterfall.
Do you know why I'm going Finland? So this pub quiz can finish.
Well, I'm afraid, Vassar, we've got 6 more questions to suffer through. So,
Is it bad that I can't keep my
question
hands up? So I'm
2.
trying
This
to
might be
prop
more
them
up your
now.
street, Ian, given you like being in water. How much electricity can an electric eel produce? Is it A, 400 volts, B, 600 volts, or C, 800 volts? Ian, go first.
I have no experience with electric eels, but I know they do give a good kick.
They don't have legs,
I
Ian.
want to say, part of me's thinking 400, but I'm going to go 800 because I know they can electrocute you quite severely.
Okay, so Ian has picked option C, Marky.
I'm going to go for Vicky Volt. Is that a Pokemon?
Vicky,
Volt?
you're quite correct. The
Hey,
final
that
stage of
bonus
grubbing.
point. Yeah. I'm going to go B because they do stuff with electricity and any electricity volts in water is bad for you. So B. And Ian's
Okay.
Ian, I thought you swam around them all the time. Have you not come across an electric eel before?
Moray eels I've swam with or swam around, not electric
Moron
eels.
eel.
Amora.
Moray.
Okay.
It's an Italian eel.
They're
is
the
it?
ones that sit in the
Moray.
rocks and you just
Moray.
see like they come out of the rock and you just see
Okay,
them
that's
out.
enough, Ian.
Yeah.
Question 3. In which country was the espresso martini invented?
Ooh.
Is it A, Italy, B, England, or
Oh.
C, France?
Oh.
Marky, go first.
Oh, it's too obvious, isn't it? But I don't know what he's done here. Because it doesn't mean they created it, because espressos were created, they were invented in Italy, but it doesn't mean that the espresso martini has necessarily. You see, I don't think Italians would have thought about doing anything other than just drinking coffee because it's so good and it's so
Come
full.
on, I need an answer.
See France.
Okay, the French,
I don't know.
the rebellious French, Vassar.
I've got to go Italy. I can't imagine that it would be anything but.
So Ian has picked option A. Quickly jumping forwards, question 4. Which country has had the longest time between their Eurovision wins? Is it A,
England.
Ireland, B, the United Kingdom, or C, France? Ian.
I've got to go like the UK.
Okay,
Look,
so
I love
you're
Everybody in Europe hates us.
Ian's so Eurovision England. It's not
picking
England.
England. It doesn't
Ian.
understand.
It's
I
a pub quiz
literally
about
said,
Ease,
technically,
so it's England.
Ian
yeah.
has not picked an option because it's the United Kingdom.
Yes.
Okay,
of
we'll do
England
UK
land.
then.
Well,
Okay.
Eurovision, Ireland won it a couple of times in about 3 or 4 tournaments. They've won it quite close together from memory. United Kingdom was Bucks Fizz, wasn't it? They won it with Bucks Fizz in the
That
80s.
was in the 80s.
And then it was. And then it was won again in. Oh, who won it again? Oh, who was it? Bloody.
No, it definitely wasn't Coops.
2000, wasn't it? We won it last.
Robbed, to be honest.
Yeah, we were robbed, but we were the real winners that year. But it doesn't matter. The right winners did it. Hey, imagine if. Yeah, it was won by the country that came second in this one that's just been.
Let's not go down that road.
No.
Give me an answer, Marky.
I'm going to say they won it with Je veux un vrai garçon was the title of the French last time they won it. I don't know how long it was before they won it before then. So I'm going to go France again.
Okay.
See France, because no one likes France at the moment in Eurovision either. So.
Nobody likes France, period.
No one likes France.
Apart from if anyone's listening in France.
I mean, this is not a statement of us and Paris GoFest or our personal views, but I did send Ian an Instagram reel recently, which said all the things you can do in France, and they just cut to the word leave. Which I thought was rather funny. But quickly, actually, it's quite poignant talking about France. Question 5. The Eiffel Tower actually grows during the summer, not unlike the pole that we produce here. But by how much does it grow? Is it A, 2 inches, B, 4 inches, or C, a solid 6 inches? Marky.
Right, I want to know who knows this and has gone, let's just
The
measure
French,
it.
clearly.
It looks a bit bigger, or it looks a bit smaller.
It seems the brown ballon is a little bit
physics,
taller.
isn't it? Because the metal flexes and contracts in the heat.
Ooh, very good in. I don't think it's going to be a mighty 6. I think it's going to be more like it's going to be about 2 inches.
You're going for 2 inches?
No,
then?
I didn't. 2 inches, Milo. 2 inches.
There we go. Some say 2 inches is all you need. Ian,
It really is.
what are you picking? 2, 4, or 6?
I don't think the Eiffel Tower's a show off, so I don't think it's 6 inches. I think Mark's on the money there. I think it's a grower, not a shower, so I think it's just 2.
Okay. You're going for 2 as well.
Is that allowed, Milo? Are we allowed to have the same answers, or does that not work?
You're both allowed to pick 2 inches. Not a problem with that. Okay.
Question. Other people pick 2 inches.
Question 6, boys. What is the fastest accelerating electric car in the world? And this is 0 to 62 miles an hour or 0 to 100 kilometers an hour. Is it A, the Aspark Owl, B, the Rimac Nevera, or C, the Tesla Model S Plaid, whatever the
Plaid.
hell Elon named it. Anyway, Ian, give me your answer.
I have no idea, but the only car that you mentioned that I know of is the Tesla. So I'm going to go C purely because I've never heard of the other 2 milk floats.
Overgrown milk floats. So Ian has gone for the Elon Mobile.
Elton
Marky.
Mobile, yep.
What are you going to pick?
I'll give the Hyundai Pyrus. Is that not an option?
Hyundai Pyrus.
He's in the chat.
That's a direct competitor to the Toyota Prius, isn't
I
it?
know it is. It's
That's a hybrid, isn't it?
It's a hybrid, yeah. I was going to go Tesla with Ian on that one, C.
Okay.
I think the other 2, I don't know what they are. I don't even know if they're cars.
One of them's going to be like an electric supercar that we've never heard of.
Yeah, it'll be one that's just like Formula 3000 or something.
This is why I picked these cars in particular. Okay, the final question, and we're coming back round to Eurovision.
Of course,
In Eurovision history, which country has received 0 points the most? Is it A, Austria, B, Switzerland, or C, Norway? And Ian, back to you with your extensive knowledge of Eurovision.
I would have said the UK, but that's not an option. So
amazing, right?
Of the ones that you mentioned.
And just to clarify before Ian answers, is this from the at the end of the event, so at the end of the show, they finished with 0 points at the end of it all?
Yeah, so this is finishing with 0 points, but the most often through history.
Yeah, cool.
For all
So
the
now
years
it's
of
more
Eurovision.
difficult because you have the public vote and you have the that makes sense, right? Okay.
Didn't always exist. I think
I'm going
televote
to go
was done.
for the posh Germans.
The
So Austrians.
So the winners
The
of
next
this
door
one.
neighbour.
Yeah,
I'm going to go for the posh Germans, yes.
Okay, so they may have won 2025, but
Yeah.
Ian thinks
I
they've
don't
got...
even know who won at the weekend.
Austria did. The posh Germans won in.
Yes, Marky.
Bottom of the table. We had 0 points this time around, actually.
Yeah.
Iceland, wasn't it? Was it Iceland that got 0
Iceland
points?
before the televotes or whatever they're called.
Yeah, so
And then the UK got 0 points from
the
the
other bit.
public. Well done, right choice.
back-to-back zeros, to be fair. Even back Coops, he was good at that. So, I've got a feeling that it is one of the 3 you've picked. So we've got Austria. What are the other 2? What are the other 2, Milo?
Switzerland and Norway.
Switzerland. I'm going Switzerland.
You're going Switzerland.
Yeah, people think they're wealthy and they can take loads of zeros. So yeah, B for Switzerland.
And that concludes the Ebenezer pub quiz.
Welcome, trainers.
He looks so happy when that comes. He's like, yes, put you all in your place. I am the face of the game.
I am the face of the UK.
Your whole face. Oh my god. Okay, well, let's just say you guys are not as knowledgeable about things beginning with E as you are about Australian wildlife.
Hey!
So, question 1 was, which country had the longest Eurovision song title in 1994, which was actually in history.
Ooh.
Marky got it right, it was Iceland.
Way.
Icelandic language.
Ice, baby.
You can search up what it meant, but it translated to something utterly, utterly bizarre. But in Icelandic, it was, I think it was like 27 words long or something stupid.
27's a good number, yeah.
Yeah, the right number. Iceland saw you coming in 1994. Anyway, question 2. How much electricity can an electric eel produce? Marky was bob on with option B for 600 volts down the middle.
Yes!
Well done.
So Marky's on 2, Ian's on 0 point.
But neither of us have done well, Ian, remember that. So I've got 2 out of 2.
This could be all the points that you get.
What,
Question
between us?
3. Between you. Question 3. Which country was the inventor of the espresso martini? I'm afraid neither of you got it correct. It was actually England.
England!
Invented by a chap called Dick Bradsell in the early 1980s.
From Ealing.
Fred's
What a
Club,
name.
London. Don't know where
From
in
Ealing.
London, but the 1980s apparently is when that was
Invented
created.
in Milo's kitchen.
Good old England.
Milo's lounged it, boy. Jeez. So,
Milo's got
yeah.
a blue plaque outside his house here. We should have seen that. This is where the
This is where the
espresso
martini
martini
was created.
and enjoyed evermore.
Don't give him ideas.
Okay.
He'll have a fake.
I can't have another home stop,
Home of
unfortunately.
8 poker stops.
Question 4. Which country has had the longest time between their Eurovision wins? Neither of you get a point. It was Ireland. Option
Oh,
A,
what? I
apparently.
thought Westlife won it every year in
They've
the 90s.
apparently had the longest gap of 22 years between their wins,
Wow.
according to the good old internet. So, yeah, no points for either of you. You see what I mean? The points are
No, I
not
thought
coming,
Jedward won it a few years as well.
not coming
Oh.
thick and fast, are they? Question 5 was, by how much does the Eiffel Tower expand or grow during the summer? You both chose option A for 2 inches. I'm afraid it was a solid 6 inches that it grows.
Oh.
Option C.
It's a show off.
So there you
It's
go.
a show off.
It's a shower, not a grower. Well, maybe. Question 6. What is the fastest accelerating electric car in the world? You both picked the Elon Mobile. I'm afraid it was the nocturnal Aspark Owl. Option A. So neither of you get a point for that
Why
one.
would you name a car an owl?
Yeah.
Don't ask me.
We
don't
are.
know.
It doesn't really.
But apparently
say
it has a
fast,
0 to... It's a solid, a full-on electric supercar. Has a 0 to 60 time of 1.72 seconds, compared to the Elon Mobile, which apparently is 2 seconds. And the final
2
question, 2 inches for the
That would
French.
actually, in a drag race, that would be noticeable.
Noticeable. Yeah.
However, what is not so notable or noticeable is question 7. In Eurovision history, which country has received 0 points the most? This is a bit of a joker question because all 3 answers are correct.
Oh, Milo, you're very nice like
That's not
that.
even.
It's
At
just
least Ian
interesting to
gets
see
a
what you
point.
think. So
To be fair, I'm not dismissing it. I got 1 point.
you did get 1 point in. So Mark wins on 3, Ian gets 1, but there's something to do with this, which is quite funny. Any Eurovision fans out there? Austria and Norway have both had 0 points 4 times, but Switzerland is in its own category because it's had 0 points 3 times in finals, but also 0 points in 1 semi-final. Which I don't think has ever been, or apparently not been done very often. So
Never
there you
been
go.
done in a
4
semi.
Each of them 4 times, 0 point.
Wow. There we
But
go.
there we go. And yes, we're not going to utilise the tiebreaker because we'll be here forever. So that's
And
mopping
yes,
up.
since it's my show next time, there's no pub
Perfect.
quiz next week.
Marky's going to pick another letter.
Yeah.
Remember
Random
the-
letter
It won't be a
generator.
pub quiz. It won't be a pub quiz, boys.
Anyway,
Three in a
fantastic.
row's
Thank you
enough.
very much for playing.
No more
We can-
education.
We can leave the Portaloo now and get back to a little bit of more exciting news.
It's the news.
So a new feature dropped, boys, and it's now worldwide, the RSVP Planner, which is kind of an extension of the raids and max battles. So, I mean, the article and everything shows you a load of screenshots and says what you can do. What do you think? Have you given it a go yet? Have you actually tried to do something with it?
I actually have used it once. I got an RSVP invite for a remote raid, so I accepted it. When the raid started, you get a little notification, tap on it, you're in the lobby. I think it's a good feature. I don't think a lot of people, from what I've seen, seem to be using it at the moment, but I do like it as a feature. Certainly for some of the higher level raids, it really is something that if the community gets behind and pushes, it actually could be something pretty good. People that are more rural, certainly,
Yeah.
I think this could be a game changer.
I think so. That's sort of where my bits and pieces have come from, is obviously from people trying to organise a raid near them and they don't have the numbers, which why not ping out the invite and see, hey, I'm going to host the raid here. So basically you just pick a time slot. It will give you, 3 different time slots? There's hatch halfway through the raid and then 15
I
minutes
think there's number 3 or
the end.
4, isn't there? Yeah.
Yeah, 3 or 4 time slots. You basically pick it, I'm going to do it here, and you can
But there's
send out
fixed
invites.
time slots, so you can't go, I actually want to raid this at 1:15. If that's not available,
I want to do this at 2:27 in the afternoon.
Yeah. I'm going to be controversial here. I think
Love
this
it.
is pretty much admitted that Campfire's rubbish. So this is trying to make it easier for people to coordinate raids.
Not wrong, honestly.
You know, I mean, let's be honest, they failed with that. This is kind of putting it back into the game now and putting it all into one place, which I kind of think that's better. I think, controversially, I think it should all be in one place. I think it's easier that way. However, I do agree. Remote raids now give rural players the chance just to jump in at any time and do a remote raid. So, the accessibility now with all the raids being remote, that's kind of made accessibility easier now for remote traders anyway. I think this is good if you want to use your green passes or your orange passes and you want to get people to be taking part in it with you. But like I said before, because everyone can remote raid now, you can just walk up to gym. I do it all the time. I can walk up to gym, go on it, invite 5 people, and people see it on their friends list, and I kind of find people join it anyway. So,
bit of a hot take, because I'm in a different position to you in that most of the people on my friends list, there are raiders on there. There's a lot of raiders on there. But whenever I fire invites out, I struggle to get people to join. I mean, at the weekend, there was one of the Reggie Gigas shadow battles. I sent out 10 invites and only Sue jumped in. Everybody else ignored.
I think that's because
that
it's
might
Shadow
be
Reggie
because it's a
Gigas.
raid day. But even if I was doing it with something like a Mesprit, I still struggled to get people in there.
The thing with that, though, is that's where the RSVP planner comes in quite handy, because you could say, like, maybe I'm going to do it 15 minutes
I don't need to
after
sit at the
hatch.
gym and just hope I can keep sending
you can
invites
say,
until
I'm
people
going to
join.
see who's interested and see if you can get numbers. Because I will say, I had, which I thought was really, really cool, is it popped up and gave you the notification when the raid started or when the invite thing started. You jumped in automatically, and I found I was able to ping out invites.
Because the RSVP is just like a placeholder. It's just like a reminder almost.
Yeah. So even though you're remote raiding into a battle, you can still send invites from your side. So it's a bit like the daisy chain system we had in a way with the Go Wild thing. And I had a couple of bits and pieces, people pinging. It's like, are you interested in a max battle? And it's like, personally, I'm not going to put my max particles and a remote raid pass into a Sableye, but appreciate the offer.
Good point, actually. But Sue said that, notifications, they need to tweak it, a bit of work to be done on it. You don't want to be getting RSVP notifications when you're capped, so that needs to be changed.
Yeah,
I think that's
good
annoying.
point.
Yeah.
That's where they improve on it and it'll get better, hopefully. I agree with everything Ian said. I agree with everything you said, Milo. I sit in the middle and go, if I hadn't have upped the raid passes remotely to 10, if they hadn't have given Gigantamaxes and all that remote raid accessibility, and this is what they were pinning on to give people the opportunity to take part, you wouldn't be able to take part in those raids anyway with the RSVP because people wouldn't be able to remote raid into them. I think it's certainly an improvement on Campfire, which I think is very
much
much
flare system,
needed.
didn't it? Which
It
you
was
could
flares in
only
Campfire, or
you
it
could
is
only
flares in
activate a
Campfire.
flare if you're within 1 kilometer of the said battle or raid, and then it opened up a chat, and it was very clunky. So Mark, you're bob on with that actually.
Yeah, I think it's a good little feature, to be honest. It'll be interesting to see how it does pan out with people using it. But it is really easy to use, which is something I really do like. You literally just select the time you want, ping out your invites, and then when you get your invite, you either accept or decline it based on whether you want to do the raid or not.
I'm going to RSVP Ian to every Ribombi raid I see.
That's fine.
You
Yeah,
just
I do
click
like
decline.
Yeah, I think I do like that. It kind of gives you a bit of structure to your Pokemon Go events, doesn't it? This RSVP planner, because I mean, it does sort of say, it gives you all the events that are coming up, and it sort of says, you can utilize it to take part in these events. And like you said, Mega Altaria raids, if that's the one for me, there, I think that might be.
I love how they have that on there instead of May 25th, which is actually Gigantamax Machamp Battle Day. They put Mega Altaria on the list instead.
Still need it. Still need it.
Oh, my goodness me.
Jesus.
I really don't think there's much more we can talk about it. It's a good little feature, really, isn't it? And if you think about what Niantic have dropped in the last sort of 2 to 3 weeks, they really are spoiling the players at the moment.
Well, it's like they're finally
all quality of life stuff.
Yeah, the quality of life updates and accessibility, just opening that whole playing field up, which is something that people have been saying since, what was it, 2023 when they shut it all down.
Yeah.
Something now finally is like, oh, maybe we should do this, which I think, yep, tip-top quality.
Absolutely.
Be honest.
Bish bash bosh.
Bish bash bosh indeed.
But boys, got some good news.
What?
We've had a WhatsApp message.
What?
Whip out the phone, Ian. Who's that calling in?
Hello, Incensed boys. It's been a long time.
Oh my goodness, it has been forever.
Back to playing
so
Pokemon
long.
Go regularly, actually, and listening to your podcast.
Get your spikes, boys.
Look at how, like,
Welcome
it's
back.
just pure destiny, right? I listened to you guys on the day you were giving out GoFest tickets, and I didn't play the last mega event. No, not event. Where we had to fusion. Was it? Go tour?
Necrosmos.
I think it was one of the tours where we had to combine Kyurem and Zekrom and all that. I didn't play that. I'm actually not playing the game because I feel that it's not worth it anymore. But yeah, getting back to why I started listening. I started listening because I wanted to check in with you guys. Do you guys still maintain the same enthusiasm, or do you guys know that sometimes the game is actually too overwhelming? And you guys are not. You were giving out the GoFest tickets, and I was like, you know what? I've never won something. I've never won a giveaway in my life. I'm never gonna win it. I don't use X at all, but I'll just use it. I'll just drop my. I'll drop my hat in the ring. What could happen?
Exactly.
And 2 weeks later, I actually won your giveaway, which is crazy. Which is
hey, there you go. That's
crazy.
why you spent
You
it.
guys
Nice.
forced me to. Now I have to play this GoFest. Which I wasn't planning
have to
on
play it now.
playing.
You can blame us later.
Thank you for the ticket.
You're
And I'm
welcome.
gonna play it. I stopped. To be honest, I stopped listening after Coop's quit because I hate change. And Coop was the one who introduced me to the podcast. And once he was gone, and once I was I was just overwhelmed with Pokemon Go, with the amount of tickets, with the amount of everything is paid research. Everything is
There's a lot.
Just there's no everything costs you money. There are so many, and the game encourages you to use real money rather than Pokecoins.
Yeah, and with the exchange
As you can
rates in
see,
some places.
the offers in the
Yeah.
store, or the combo boxes in the game store, or the online store. It's more I don't know, budget friendly when you use real money, which actually kind of devalues the in-game currency that we have, the Go coins. And the Go coins is the only way that free-to-play players can actually interact with the game. So I remember the day when it was 2019, I think. During the lockdown, or during Earth Day, Oddish was released, and it was in India. It was released at night. So I went to the beach in my city, and there was nobody, and I just hunted for Oddish, and I got it after 2-3 hours
Nice.
of hunting. And I remember the moment I got frustrated with Pokemon Go, I remember that we had events like that where you could play the game and enjoy it, the discovery of catching new Pokemon, new shinies, and not pay anything. and
Yeah.
even if you're alone, you can actually have a pretty good time. And now I got a new job in this past year that
Congratulations.
I've not listened to you guys. I
Congrats.
got a new job, moved to a bigger city. I took my mom to there was a huge celebration for Diwali. During
Well, there was
Diwali,
this year,
the
wasn't there? Yeah.
Pokemon Go had like
Had a proper
a huge
exclusive
meetup
event.
during in one of the bigger malls here, and they had like in-game bonuses and all that stuff, photo booths. I actually took my mom there, and she enjoyed. And I was like, I was still not fully playing Pokemon Go then, and I was like, you know what, this India-focused thing is maybe a good thing. But again, the sheer number of events every week, the sheer number of tickets we used to have. It started with Mr. Crime, right? It
Mr.
started with
Crime.
Mr. Crime.
That's
one
legendary.
thing that we
It's the
had when
Crimea
we
River.
all that was like, oh my god, it's
Pokemon
so
folklore.
much controversy around it. And then that's just the norm every week. We have 4 paid tickets. And I sometimes, I do become like the angry ginger that Coops is. Nothing pleases me anymore in Pokemon Go, and everything. The economy is already pretty awful right now, and everything is becoming awful. Even one of my favorite games that I play is becoming awful. So it just was very hard to actually like Pokemon. I even stopped doing GBL, which is totally unlike me.
Well done.
And everything started
Glad
to
we could help.
get scarce. You didn't have Stardust. If you played alone, or if you didn't play events, or if you didn't spend money, you didn't have charge TMs, which you get only during raids. So GBL was a lost cause. So wanted to end this with I just didn't want to sound I didn't want to bring you guys down with my voice note. But thank you again for the for the ticket, and I don't go on X, but I will follow what you guys are doing. I will keep listening to the podcast. My question to you is that what do you like? This is part of your guys' job, is getting excited for Pokemon Go. But what if you don't have? What if every event is a miss, and the next event is a miss, and a miss, and a miss? What do you do to get the excitement up? And one more fun question is that what was the craziest meal that you had post event or a pre event, where you just went and hunted Pokemon Go, played an event for like 3-4 hours, and you had like the greatest meal of all time. Thanks for again taking my message, and cheers, you guys. You guys actually, as I told you last time, you guys actually make Pokemon Go worth it.
Thank you.
It's good to have you back with us.
Yes,
Welcome back.
Thanks for coming back. We tempted you back in.
We tempted you back with a nice winning one of
enjoy
5 winning
GoFest.
tickets.
Yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we got you off GBL.
Yes, yeah, but Ketty Spikes had 2 questions, so
Yeah.
let's just approach those. So, what do we do when an event isn't fun and all the events are sort of dragging you down and they're all misses? So I will always try and find some positive, because even in a bad event, there's normally something that you can kind of find to focus on.
Yeah.
Because I love this game, I think there's always something, even in a poor event, that you can kind of focus on, where be it raiding, be it hatching an egg, be it searching for something in the wild. There's always something you can kind of focus on, and that is what I kind of do to get through events that maybe aren't top tier.
Yeah. Sometimes we have chunks of time where the events are very, very mediocre. What can you do? We joke about them on this podcast.
Well, you do a 24-hour grind.
Fantastic. Yes, if there's something remotely terrible in there.
He does.
Really, there is always something there with an event. I mean, even if it's not necessarily part of the event, go and run your daily incense for 30 minutes of your day and see
you
what
might
happens.
get a Galarian bed with another trainer from America.
Maybe.
Ooh, friends, snap.
Friends, maybe. Ian said hatching eggs, which we know is a con, but you can give it a go. There's a handful of things that you can do which are just kind of consistent things that are there. And we've always said, and actually you said it in your message, Ketty Spikes, is sometimes taking a break and putting the game down is what is needed, really. Maybe just to put it out of your mind, clear your focus and everything like that. Not every event is there for every single person. And because there are so many of them, there's like almost an event every weekend. Sometimes there's 2. There's always an event running during the week as well.
And I think for us,
they're not there to be played all the time.
I think we kind of have to try and find something good in an event.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know what? There's nothing wrong with putting the game down for a week.
Yeah,
a month.
Agree
if you need time away, if you're not enjoying the game, there's nothing wrong with that, because you'll come back to the game. You might win a ticket to GOFest and then come back and start enjoying it again.
There we go. There's a lot of positivity there. I just don't play the game. I think it's fantastic. I just
Mark
turn
picks
it off.
his battles well.
I just pick my battles. Like, to be honest with you, like, I do hold my hands up. I don't. I'll dismiss the event and just say I'm not going to play it, and I won't play it, and then we'll talk about it, and then Ian will go, yeah, but I still needed the shiny what's in my jig, and I'll be like, oh, I actually still need one of them, and I think. I didn't even think about that as part of the event because I'd made my mind I wasn't going to play it just because I just thought I need a break from it. It's quite healthy. Yeah, and I, you know, even though we all create content around it, you know, I do joke about it, but like some stuff you just don't need to talk about it. But like we do have a responsibility to sort of get a balance on what we do. But yeah, I mean, I've switched off more from Pokemon Go in the last 18 months than I probably have done in any period of time with the game, and I do feel better for it. So, like I've always said, you know, when you go around exploring new places, the worst thing you can do is have the game on. I think you need to look up, absorb what's around you, because unfortunately mobile games take you away from that. But yeah, it depends if you want 100 shiny what's images from the next event, then you play all of it. You know,
You're right. Pick your battles. That's probably the best thing. Just see which event interests you, and if there is something that you're determined to chase or not. Because there are plenty of events that come around where I go like, well, I don't really need anything from it, but I'll still give it a crack and see what happens. I enjoy the game, so I'll keep playing it, but it's not for everybody. So that's entirely fair enough.
And the second question, best meal after an event. I think I know my straight go-to. I mean, I'm going to take this one back to relatively local to Ealing, because when we've travelled, there's been some great meals, but it's very rare where we've all been together. Now, GoFest 2023, we booked out the whole downstairs of Park's Kitchen.
Yes.
And to have the whole community downstairs, family-style tables, everybody together, that was one of the best after-event meals that I can actually think of that wasn't at a live where you guys weren't with me.
I mean, it's quite bad to say it probably is Park's Kitchen if we're going to do something.
Yeah.
Really. But that was it, because that was such a huge, big
I remember you were saying that was just so difficult to actually book the whole downstairs of that restaurant.
Well, they were confused. Like, you want to do what? Yes, I do want your entire basement. Thank you very much. No questions asked.
And the food was good.
I'd probably pick that as well, to be honest.
Well, I'm not going to pick that because that's just so. I'm going to repeat it. I've got a couple
imaginative than I am, Marky. I can't think of anything.
Well, that's because you're not with us, Milo, normally when we have food. You're normally whizzing around doing a 24-hour challenge in a foreign country. I'm only joking. Couple for me. I loved 2019 in Dortmund when me and the squad, we all ate pizza in a restaurant in Dortmund. I loved that. That was actually really good for my first live event. I think that was really, really, really amazing. But I'm going to go with most recently in Milan when we all sat down in that family restaurant, queued up, got in, got a table. There was us there, some of the community there with us as well. Obviously, the whole podcast team. That for me was just amazing. Like proper Italian pizza, proper Italian tiramisu, family environment. We just soaked it up. We were in there. It was all quite full on for 90 minutes and we were gone. It was brilliant. And
that was a good meal, thinking back, actually. That was a really good meal.
No, that was a fantastic evening as well.
I've got to admit, it wasn't the best pizza ever, but it was nice.
That's my only Italian pizza to date, and I absolutely got nothing to compare it to from Italy anyway.
You've got New York pizza coming up soon, buddy. I can't wait.
I know. But like I said to you boys, didn't I, when we were there, I just want to have one proper traditional Italian meal, and then I don't want to have anything to compare
it
to.
And then we went the next day, didn't we? Went for food near the arch, wasn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, I think that meal in the evening was amazing. I enjoyed that.
Definitely. I've just remembered, Ian. Yeah. Unfortunately, Mark wasn't there, but just to throw some different spice in there, when we sat down and had food and drinks in Sevilla at the base of the Setos, for the evening before going up, just before it closed. That was rather a good evening. I don't think it was quite as good as what you two have picked.
That's when JT Valor put the lure on, wasn't it?
Yes. And then
Then we just got people
spotted.
coming over to us. Yeah. So, but speaking of getting spotted, what's that twinkling?
Is it your?
Shinies of the week.
Right, I'm going to jump straight onto X. Got one here from Tyler Jacko. That's at Jacko Does Pogo. Pogo, interesting. At Incensed Podcast, no way! First day of a new Shadow Leader rotation. I got it. The shiny Shadow Giblet. Love it. Love to see it. A 14.62 stat. Doesn't matter. It's a shiny Shadow Giblet. And that is definitely a W. Well done.
It is. Stephen McVeigh sent one into X. Don't think we talked about this last week. It's shiny Paw Me, but it's got the Might and Mastery background. It says at Incensed Podcast. Got this little beauty off the last reward for the Paw Me Com Day, which would be the daily timed research. Hashtag Shinies a Week, and it's a 2-star middle finger stats, but it is a shiny Paw Me with the background. GG's.
They always are. They always are middle finger stats, aren't they? I'm going to jump into our Patreon exclusive Discord, the hashtag Shinies of the Week channel. We've got Spooky, but missing a few letters, so it's not Sparky. It's Spooky02. Simply put, sweet. And it is to a Shadow Shiny Gibble, a 222 CP, with actually not dissimilar stats from what Mark read out. I think this is a 12.43. But hey, Shadow Shiny for the win. Nice.
Yeah, so come on. It's not an exclusive club. Well, we're making it exclusive, but we need more of you to make it even more unexclusive. Get your posts out on our social media platforms at Shinies of the Week. And we will do our best to feature... Hashtag Shinies of the Week. Sorry, Ian. Very true, very true. Very true. I don't know what's going on.
Careful who they're tagging. They'll get the wrong account.
That they might do. But guys, I don't know what's going on. It feels busy. It feels like it's almost closing time at the moment. We have got to have a bit more of a chat.
Is the news.
Zacian Zamazenta with the new Crowned Sword and Crowned Shield energy are coming. Starting at GoFest 25, boys. And this is going to be the first time that we can actually put them into their proper forms. I know we were catching these back at...
the crown forms are coming. The crown forms are coming.
Crown forms are coming. Crown forms are coming. I remember catching these when we were at Worlds in London. Do you remember that when they first came?
That was before they could even be shiny.
Yeah.
That was before they could even be shiny, and we were loving it, weren't we? They were good, but... Yeah, they're going to have their blades and swords, aren't they? So this is exciting. It
is exciting, but it also keeps a little trend going. If you guys noticed a pattern, as every big event, there seems to be some kind of fusion thing going on. Even though these are technically a form change, that's what they're labeled as, but you still need to get energy from raiding the Crowned Sword and Shield versions of Zacian and Zamazenta.
Which it's a way to keep it fresh, isn't it? If you could just literally hit change form, where's the fun in that?
It's not fur-through. It's like, take some candy and
fun?
I'm going to change its haircut. No, these get significantly better changes, and they do change quite nicely.
Nice.
I mean, we could go through all the article details and everything, I guess, but the basic thing is you need to have Iron Head as the charge attack on the Zacian and Zamazenta, and... Was it 1,000 energy, boys? So it's 1,000 energy.
It's 1,000, yeah.
There's different. Obviously, it's sword and shield energy, so it's different for the two, isn't it?
It is, and I mean the animations. I'm just looking at the article now. The animations
very
are
nice,
gorgeous, very nice. They are actually gorgeous animations. So I'm quite looking forward to this. They're the better forms of Zacian and Zamazenta. And they look so good.
They get featured attacks as well, actually. Have you seen that? So this is where you need Iron Head on, because it's just like Kurim. So we'll see what happens with the GoFest, whether it's going to be a guaranteed thing or whether what happened with Marky on Unova Tour, where you didn't have Glaciate on the Kurim, then you fused it and didn't get the exclusive move, whether they're going to put that whole thing into the mix.
But have you seen? They're going to be in max battles as well, boys.
What?
Are they?
Tell us more, Ian.
Unleashing Crown Sword, Zacian, and Zamazenta in max battles. So, in addition to the signature moves and all that jazz, trainers can use these Pokemon in max battles.
That's fantastic, though, isn't it?
It so is.
So you get the better forms in max battle usability.
Yes, which can only be good because we're obviously still building through the max dexes, but It's got to be a good thing, right? Surely.
I can't see why it wouldn't be. I couldn't see why it wouldn't be.
It's especially good because in that case, Crowned Zacian, I think, would be the first fairy-type max battle Pokemon we have access to, unless they change things in the brief moment between here and the GoFests.
But then it's Osaka next week, so I don't think
it's like literally next
Dynamax
week, isn't it?
You wish, Whitfield.
Exclusive.
Oh, he
He's like, oh, my bae.
He does. Ian, the last event we've just had, Slack Off was in the wild. I was going on my lunch break, and I was playing the game. And I saw
Did it make you think of me?
I saw a little ring of Slack Offs. There's 3 of them in a little triangle. And I had images of Milo being stood in the middle of all 3 of them, holding their hands, going, "Oh, this is amazing! Oh, there they are, 2 of them. Is that 2 of them, Milo?"
I finally, the one that JB sent from all the way from Japan. I'm now double wielding Slack Off.
In fact, actually, I've got a confession to make.
Go on.
Is it time, Ian?
Yeah, in 2019, the first time I met Mark, and he really anchored my hatred of Slack Off by trading me one.
We remember the story, and I'm on Mark's side.
I kind of started to feel a very, very small bit of affection for Slack Off during this last event because I'm on stage 2 of the Masterwork research for Shiny Meloetta.
Wow, congratulations.
Normal type.
You've moved up in the world.
Yeah, you say that, but I was actually exactly at the same level as Nick when we were at Stonehenge. We can't all be like you. Some of us just play
It's not
casually.
a race, that's the thing. It's just
Exactly.
research.
We play at our own speed, but catching so many Slack Off, none of them were pink, thank God, but catching so many Slack Off during the last event, again, it's not a lot, but I've got a very small bit of affection. I didn't automatically just scoff at them.
Oh, you need them for the
normal
Hoenn
types, yeah.
The Hoenn catches, didn't you?
Yeah.
Not the Hoenn catcher, I need them for the normal type catches on page 2.
Oh.
Congratulations, Ian, being on page 2.
Fantastic.
Yeah, mine was like, oh yeah, page 2, yeah, I did that. Like in
No,
February.
I'm like, I don't remember what it was.
It's 50 fairy and 50 psychic and 50 normal, and catch Pokemon for 21 days.
Oh, well, there you go.
Got there
That's me giving Ian a bit of shade. I'm actually on page 4 of 7. That's not bad,
Mine
guys.
is twice as good as
I
you.
play casually, but I enjoy playing the way I enjoy playing.
Yeah, but Ian, I've got a problem now. I've got to catch 100 Pokemon whilst in a party. I don't see that happening. Well, maybe when we're playing.
But the thing is, the party
New
that he's
Jersey.
talking about isn't the sort of party we'll be having in New York.
Boo.
Maybe we can do Party Squared.
Pi Squared's an option. It is an option.
With those millions of lures we're going to get from the Premier Access.
So guys, like, we're very news heavy. We're going to talk a little bit about, so reference the keys in a bit. Obviously, beginning of the show, we've referenced
The clef keys.
these
yay.
mysterious keys and what they're going to bring. But I was just thinking aloud, like, because obviously Ian's been chasing Pawniard, what is your last shiny you've caught in the game?
With
Joke
no
yourself.
success.
No success.
Well, I did get one. I still need one, but both of the shiny Pawniard I've got are both 0-star. So I really do need to hatch one. I really need to hatch one. Or lucky trade for one.
Yeah, well, I got one in. I got a shiny Pawniard. That's my last one I got in the wild.
Nice.
It's got a 3-15-10 set of stats on it, so it's half decent
not
for
bad.
the thing we don't talk
good
about.
old King Gambit into Begets.
Yeah, look at us. What about you, Milo? Come on. I'm sure
Are we
you've
going
got
Wild Catch or something else? Like, is it just
yeah,
last shiny?
last one you caught.
My last shiny, and this is, I don't think this has happened since the Dynamax Birds. I got the Dynamax Shiny Sableye on Max Monday.
Oh, nice.
Ooh,
which is
nice
very
little
nice.
flex.
Daxi is definitely jealous. Of
I'm sure he is.
The Golden Gremlin.
Well, there we
my
go.
last shiny wasn't golden. My last shiny wasn't blue.
Are you going to go through every colour of the rainbow?
No. My last shiny was my second shiny Scatterbug.
He's got
Ian!
his shiny is invisible light.
Ian!
It's a nice white. It's a High Plains one. Cool
It's
stuff.
a High Plains one.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
whatever
just to prove
means.
that is
I
genuine.
think that seems about right for Vassar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to open gifts.
So I've got
and pin
Continental
postcards
now
out.
and High
postcards.
Plains, yeah. I've got Continental and High Plains now.
Well, you, Ian, have got 2 of them. Well done. Mine, have you got that yet?
I do have 2.
Actually, to be fair, I was talking to one of my friends that plays over in the Derby community, Kelly, and I think she's got 3 or 4. I says, what's
Some
the
people having
secret?
good luck
She
with
says,
them.
well, I just open gifts. I'm like, okay.
That's the
good
mantra
start.
there, isn't it? Just so for gifting, you'll get a shiny scatterbug potentially. Love it.
Well, the RNG will dictate that the more checks you do, the better chance you've got of getting one.
Yeah, I need to start doing that, don't I? I've been saying that for a few months now. They put something in that actually should force me to want to do that.
Yeah.
And I'm still like...
You're still like, yeah, not
Friend
Barnaby,
interactions, Marquee.
Yeah.
Friends. So, from our shinies, we're now going to talk about these flipping keys and what they actually do. So this is actually quite exciting for us because we're going to be quite close to some of these events. So anyway, right, well, it looks like they're going to work in a van, don't they? Well, not a van, it looks like a flipping class 2.
It's not a van,
class
it's a
2,
lorry.
That is a proper. Well,
it's an Arctic, isn't it?
That's an Arctic looking at the photo.
Looks like an Arctic.
It is an Arctic, that's an Arctic.
Yeah, it's a 10-wheeler, isn't it? That's a big
four-wheeler track.
This is where the budget's gone.
Yeah.
So the keys are gonna, from what it looks like, are gonna allow us to drive an Arctic around the streets of wherever. Well, we're gonna reveal that in a minute, aren't we?
It wouldn't be the first time, but there we go.
This is all to do with the hashtag Pokemon Go road trip, which has had lots of teasers and things like that
teased
posted
for weeks. This has been a sort of really hyped up event, and it is what it says on the tin. This is a full-on road trip. So Pokemon Go will be stopping at various cities around Europe over the following days. You know, selfishly for us, it's brilliant because we've got two in the UK. So it starts actually where we are in the UK, doesn't it? In Manchester. It does. That's July the 16th, though, and that's a Wednesday, so it's probably not the ideal day.
For whatever the radar is going to be on July the 16th. But thankfully, London on July the 19th is being visited. And I can't remember if the 19th of July is an event Saturday or something. No, the Sunday afterwards is the July Community Day.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a problem because I think it's safe to say, can't speak for Mark, can't speak for you actually, Milo, because it's London, it's not Ealing.
We don't know where they're pitching up.
I will be at London. Let's be honest. Niantic are not going to go, we're going to be at Walpole Park.
You don't know
you don't know that, Ian. You don't know that.
I've offered my entire driveway to the van.
I've got a feeling this is going to be somewhere in Central.
Probably, yeah.
I will be there. I'm sure. What are you guys thinking, boys? I'm sure you're going to be there.
We've got to see what this is, surely.
Yeah, hopefully. I have got a family birthday over the weekend, which I am committed to, unfortunately. So
we'll bring the van to you.
yeah. I mean, listen, I'm not ruling anything out. I might just go up to Manchester on the 16th and just scope it out because
do a Wednesday.
It might be quite fun to do something at the start of it and just get a real. Because I mean, imagine if you get catch cards unique to each location. That would be pretty amazing.
That's a fair point, actually. Yeah,
we get it for a couple of days, which is pretty cool, and then we can follow it on the Eurostar, can't we? Because
if we really wanted to, we could really, couldn't we? Because it's going back to France.
It's going to Gay Paris, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, we can't say that anymore.
That's where the key came from.
It's where the Renault come from, the Renault truck.
Well, to be fair, the truck is actually Mercedes. Sorry, I'm getting a bit geeky here, but
you're getting ahead of yourself in terms of the schedule there, Vasa.
Yeah, it's it moves around a bit, doesn't it? Because actually, some of these are places we're going to. We have been actually by the time it rocks up in Paris. Valencia, then driving to Spain.
So Paris is the 26th of July. Valencia is the 2nd of August.
Yeah,
and then the place you boys didn't go to, I was there solo, Berlin on the 9th.
Yeah. I would love to do that, but that's not the only German stop. But we're getting ahead of ourselves because for those of us, and Whitfield is in the similar camp as me, that are stupid enough to drive to the Netherlands certainly from the UK, we didn't go to The Hague, but that is where there will be a stop in the Netherlands. That's going to be on August 16th.
Yes.
At William Hague's house, is it?
Specifically, yes. They've done a localised deal on that front, but it all comes to a finale in where we went for Mankey Community Day, Ian.
Yeah, Cologne,
Germany, for Gamescom, and it's there from August the 20th till the 24th, so the entire duration of the event.
If we can find cheap flights,
it's very tempting to have a look.
It might be worth going for a Saturday or a Sunday, or maybe for a weekend.
Yeah, it'd be very tempting to give it a go, to be honest.
I'm looking at the vehicle. I think you probably get a key to your sleeping pod in it. I think maybe you can just sleep on it. And
is that how they're shipping the creators around? We've each got a little coffin box.
Imagine that.
This is the key to your wardrobe.
It'll
and you
be
go
like a Japanese pod hotel.
Capsule, yes.
Hotel, yeah.
Capsule hotel, but you're like a I can't say.
Dave the
what I was gonna say.
Pikachu will be in one of them. He'll be coming around with it.
They'll pull Dave the Pikachu out of cryogenic freezing. Looking at the sort of info we've been given, and I'm guessing there will be more to come, but we've talked about there will be an interactive. Now, what that means, I don't know. An interactive mobile truck, fully branded with the Pokemon theme.
It's got a screen on the side of it from the looks of what's in that picture there. It's got a QR
but
code
if you
as
know
well.
a lorry, I mean, that's going to be quite tall up that screen, is it's not that. I don't see how you
Maybe they'll provide a stepladder. I don't know. A Pokemon Go stepladder. Bring it on. I just looked at the lorry image zoomed in. It looks, you know how we have the PNG of the Pokemon Go logo for your thumbnail of a video? It looks like they've just put that over the picture of a truck.
It does actually.
It doesn't actually match the perspective of the vehicle. But there is a QR code on there, so you can scan something and probably get a lucky egg.
I like the trumpet it's got on the top of it.
Or more commonly known as air horns.
Yeah, is that what it is? An air trumpet?
Toot toot.
It's an air horn.
But there you go in. It says there, it's creator studio for fans using making content. That'll be the pods in it. So that's
That'll
exciting.
be us being locked in the pods at the back, yeah.
Yeah, it will be. And listen, I think anything that you've got a giveaway on, we've certainly done those before, haven't we? Spin to win giveaways.
Yeah, spin to win and prize draws. Fantastic.
And I hope that the in-game themed Pokestops and gyms are going to be a little bit more timely than there was when we went to the last event
the
in
TCG
London,
thing.
the TCG event, because they didn't start till the afternoon.
Do you know what happened? Because I know exactly what happened with that. Is they put the Pokestops live at 4 p.m. UK time, which is 10 a.m.
in California,
LA.
Yeah.
So they put the London event going live in coinciding with LA's time schedule, which makes no sense. Hopefully that's not the case with this, but it does say a few bits and pieces. And
let's not talk about the baguette.
No, we're not talking about the baguette. There's other interesting aspects to this. So even if you can't make it to the specific truck stop location, trainers will still be able to benefit from increased lure module effectiveness, enjoy special trade bonuses with fellow trainers, and unlock city-wide bonuses, including bonus encounters to enhance gameplay experience and some special features nationwide starting 7 days before each city's activation. So that could
be good. That could
cool.
Be good.
Definitely cool. It's going to fill up
for
July.
you, because London might encapsulate the whole of the interior of the M25. But for Mark and me, maybe not so much.
Perhaps not, but it depends on where you're going to go.
Maybe as well, yeah.
I want a Pokeball tappable, Ian. That's what I'm more interested in.
Who doesn't love a tappable? But you are going to get a better experience the closer you are to the location of where the truck is parked up. So I guess in a way it's sort of like effectiveness. It's like depending on how far you are away from the truck, you'll get less and less of the event features maybe. But
all in all, it looks pretty darn good. And I've got to say, London's a given, but I am tempted to go to one of the European destinations if I can find cheap flights.
Or sleep on the lorry.
or find a pod in the lorry, yeah.
Now, Ian, you know your HGVs. Does that look like a sleeper cab to you?
Yeah.
Perfect. We've each got a key to the truck. Let's just take it.
Sleeper cabs generally only have a maximum of 2 bunks. A lot of them these days only have 1 bunk.
That's right. I'll sleep behind the wheel.
Milo.
No, I'm with you, Ian. I'd like to give a go, like trying to get one of the European locations because it's interesting. It's a different style of event, obviously, but I'd like to see how they play with this because it's like a city safari, but the event itself is moving, not you having to come to a specific place.
Whitfield, get on Google Flights.
Certainly, Vassafal.
Well, there we go. That is 224 done. And we hope you have enjoyed the podcast with us. And please, if you haven't done so already, hit that little follow
keep you entertained?
Thing. Yeah, did we keep you?
Keep. Yeah. Oh. Milo, are you sure you're not from GoCast? We're on the puns.
That's not a Pokemon.
That's right. Okay.
That's a keep.
Clef keep.
Clef keep you here.
We hope we've kept you. I can't do it. Anyway, we hope you've enjoyed it. And hit that little follow, subscribe button if you feel like you want to do it. If you haven't done so already, we would love to get new listeners. We like to make it easy for new listeners to find us. We would love you to leave a review for the show as well. 5-star reviews are obviously what we want, but actually we'll take anything right now. Please leave a comment. Let us know what you think about the show, and we might read it out on a future episode.
And tell a friend.
Yeah, tell a friend, pass the pod on, because we are here to entertain your ears, and we are the Pokemon Go home for conversation in a typically unique format. like you said, we love the game. We all have different reviews on it, and hopefully you'll enjoy that. And stay tuned. We don't miss a week. We've been doing this now for 224 weeks in a row, which is unrivaled.
It's scary. No other podcast in our space has done that.
Absolutely
Consistency is key.
Oh,
it is
key.
key.
Yeah, little key.
Very good, very good. Follow us, please, if you want to check out the latest posts. We try to get people engaged on our social media platforms, X, Instagram, and others, at Incensed Podcast, and that will allow you to stay updated and engage with us during the week. We do feature parts of it in the show, so get involved.
We do. So each and every one of you that support the show monetarily by listening to Incensed Podcast, but also throwing your hard-earned money at the podcast. We value each and every one of you. So we have 3 tiers: the bronze, the silver, and the gold. And each one of you really does make this podcast possible. We really do thank each and every one of you. But we like to name each of you that support
Name
the
and
podcast. Well, not name and shame.
No, not
We
name
like
and
to name
shaming.
and thank each of you that
Yes.
supports the podcast on our top 2 tiers. So our
Gold member.
and you are JB, Kerry, and Zachary. Barside 2, Mandy Croft, Mr. Mossum, and Mufti. Thank you so much for being our
Gold member.
And we also want to thank our members. And you are KLXVI, Del Hazard, Spindiana, Laurie Beck, Steve in Norway, CC is Mad, McFluve, Sorb Haberfield, Lizzie George, Sander van der Drieser, Neonet, Ellen Rushton, James Alexander, Northern Soph, Tom Cattle, Charlie Todd, Robert Wilson, Miss Summer of 69, Malcolm Grinter, Geordie Castell, The Hot Weasel, and Shiny IKEA Mom.
Ian, I think we've got a new bronze member as well. That might want a little shout out.
Oh, do we?
Bronze?
Bronze?
I feel like we need a bronze soundbite.
Bronze soundbite.
Have a look in the chat, Mr. Waterfall.
Mr. Waterfall.
Yeah, a special shout out to Shaw. Thank yous aren't done just there, are they, Whitfield?
Absolutely not. Because 2 people who are key in what we do with this podcast, I'm going to keep doing that as long as I can do.
Point the
A
key at
big
people.
thanks to Sue and Francesco, the Ninja and the Prius. Thank you to both of you for all you do behind the scenes with us at the podcast. We're eternally grateful.
Absolutely.
And if you want to join our Patreon, details of our Patreon is in the description of the podcast.
Hold your horses there, boys. I've got some great news.
What?
Well, I'm sorry to keep you a little bit longer, but Spotlight Hour is going to be Golett, not a key Pokemon, but on Tuesday, May the 27th, with 2 times catch Stardust. They're nice.
Well, boys, I've got some more good news.
What?
Well, Max Monday, 26th of May, features Rookie Key. I mean,
Rookie
Rookie. Sorry.
It's like that grunt, isn't it? The
Kiki, that's a ghost Golett. Perfect.
Oh, and if that isn't enough to excite you, boys, I have some bad news.
Key?
What? What?
I'm so sorry, I didn't position these, but the late show are still here in Raid House for another week.
Best to keep your raid passes to yourself.
Anyway, on that key, I mean, no. Anyway, we will
Keynote.
see you all
Keynote. Oh yeah, that's happening soon. Actually, the Apple keynote is happening soon.
Oh Jesus! We'll see you all next week. Bye bye.